Independence Day or 4th of July. You have your choice. There's two things I'd like to call your attention to in the program. It says that we had a flag with 13 stars. In the 50s, we had 49 stars when Alaska joined the Union. And in the 50s, Hawaii joined the Union, so we now have 50 stars in our Stars and Stripes. Also, when veterans came back from service, they automatically saluted the flag. Up until that time, they were just civilians and they covered their heart. So when we salute the flag, all veterans, whether you're covered or not, cover your military salute. I'd like to share with you some personal things that happened in my life, and I suggest that you just take your life and parallel it. I was born in New Hampshire, and you folks were born all over the country, and I'm sure that you have different experiences than I did. But in the 1920s, I went to school, and the first thing that we did was salute the flag. At that time, it had 48 stars. But just so that we would recognize the original flag, my teacher showed us how to make a 5-point star by making a circle and dividing it into 5 different points. We had a perfect star. The next thing that happened to me was in the 1934, I became a Boy Scout. And one of the first things we did was say an oath. And as part of my scouting career, I chose to work on merit badges, and my merit badge was patriotism. To meet the requirements for that, I did a lot of research. You folks remember the Encyclopedia Britannica? History books called specifics. We don't see much more today. But after thoroughly researching, I put together an essay. And I showed it to my teacher, and she found out that I didn't use the best English, the best grammar, and I surely didn't spell right. So after she corrected it, I tried to learn it by heart. The next thing I had to do was share it with somebody. So I shared it with my troop. And there was another scout troop in the neighborhood, and I shared it with them. I also shared it with the police department and the fire department, the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the American Legion, the men's club. They had a garden club and a fishing club, and the ladies had a bridge club. And what was the other? Anyway, I had to make 10 presentations, and each one of them was evaluated. And finally, the other thing that was required is that we have a flag at home. Dad put up a flagpole and the hardware, and from that day forward, my home has always had a flag. I notice that many of you folks have a flag in your home. And thanks to Lexington Place, the hall lighting, keeps it light 24 hours a day, which is one of the requirements of our colors.
Keep that light.
Big pardon? I had an invitation when I was 18 years old. Uncle Sam said, "You will be. Report to Camp Dix for the Army or an organization of your choice." I, being a printer at that time, decided that I didn't want to be in the Army because in the Navy they had big ships and shore stations. And I was so happy that I was going to be a printer. But the first day we got to boot camp in Newport, Rhode Island, I automatically became an apprentice seaman because there were so many deaths in the Pacific at that time that they needed corpsmen. And so upon completion of my training, I ended up in corps school and became a pharmacist mate for my career in the Navy. After I got out of the Navy, I came to Florida in 1948 and have been here ever since. And there's been a flag at every home that I've ever had. In May of 2012, I had the opportunity to go to Washington on an honor flight. Honor flight was sponsored by the Rotary Club of DeLand and several other organizations. And after that trip, I decided that I was going to pass out pins, little lapel pins. I passed out in excess of 900, and when I came here in July of 12-17, I distributed pins to many of you. Now, in 2017, when I came here, we did not have a flag. And my father taught me a long, long time ago, if you want to do something right, do it the first time. So I, only being a Navy peon, I got a captain, a lieutenant commander, and a Marine major to join me in speaking with the management at that time. And they succeeded after visiting with the folks in Maryland, so that we had a flag dedicated on November 9th. 2017, and we've had it ever since. And it is in a position where it's always covered, and this flies 24 hours a day. Since then, last year I spoke to Dolores, and I beg your pardon, I spoke to Tiffany. And Tiffany arranged for the flag that you see by the piano. So, and I noticed today we got flags all over the place. So at this time, I think it's only improper that those of you who can stand, and we'll pledge allegiance to the flag. And I'm led to believe that there are other folks that have a comment that they would like to make. So, attention, I got to get up.